Hello guys, thank you so much for joining again. We are back for yet another amazing episode of our wonderful Alpha podcast, Getting Comfortably Uncomfortable. And today we're joined by a client of mine who has been on just an absolutely epic transformation journey. And we're going to deep dive into why that transformation journey and the level of change that was expected from Stephen has just not exactly been what he expected, but has been a very different but an extremely fulfilling journey. A little bit into why, but also a little bit about why some people just need to accept that what their normal is right now is actually no good. So, Stephen, introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about you.
Hi, I'm Stephen Kearney. I'm 29. I work in Albert Bartlett as a team leader, and I've been with Alpha since August or September.
Yep, absolutely. So when you rocked up at first, you dropped me a message and said, I'm thinking about joining, blah, blah, blah. And I said, right, come along, let's have a chat. Where was your headspace at that point about why change was so necessary for you?
My headspace was fucked at that time, man.
Okay. So what do we mean by fucked in your mind?
I had no sort of concept of where I was going with my life, no what I wanted for my life. I was in a bad place. I was constantly smoking weed to get by through my hard times and that, and instead of just being all open and honest about where my problems are. I had no sort of acceptance of what I was doing was wrong and wasn't helping the situation in the first place. I was just seeing it as a normal, and it was far from normal.
Yeah. And how long had that been your normal for?
Over a year. I had, before, whenever I started smoking weed and that again, I was 67 kilo, and I had, by the time whenever I reached out to you, I had lost 10 kilo, and I felt really underweight. Wasn't eating. Some days I would go by, and my eating was having a smoke.
Right. Okay. And did that feel like it did help for the first wee while?
For the first while, it felt like it helped, but the longer it went on, I knew it wasn't helping, but I just had stayed in that routine for so long where it was like, okay, I'll just keep doing it because why not?
And how did it make you feel when you were in that space? So we got up in the morning, we were having a really shit day. We decided that that's exactly what we were going to do. Like, we're just going to go. We're going to have a smoke instead of having some breakfast or some lunch or some dinner or whatever it might be that morning.
Felt shit with it because I was constantly like low energy, struggling to. I was never sleeping well enough. Lucky if I was sleeping 5 hours a night. So I had no energy and I was constantly feeling sick at times.
Right, okay. And obviously that was enough for you to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
What about the other people around you in your life? Like, how would they have described you during that year?
I don't really know. I never really speak to them about it, but I would, if I'm answering it myself, how I think they would have viewed me as I wasn't myself. I wasn't the Stephen that they knew.
Yeah. So just not the person that they knew from beforehand at all. And what do you think it was that, was there a really pivotal moment? Was there a day that had gone by that you just thought, fuck this, enough's enough?
It was more whenever I was on holiday last July with the family, and I wasn't smoking as much because I was up there with them, with the family. And Eminem had released his new album, and there was a song in it that just hit sort of a button in my head, and it made me think I need to start changing something. So whenever I came back from my holiday, I was looking up through my stories on Instagram and that, and I've seen Kim and Veronica and that tagging you in their posts.
Yep.
And I just reached out to Kim, and then I reached out to yourself.
Amazing.
And asking if you took male clients, because at the time I didn't know. I just knew I needed to reach out.
Well, that's it. We didn't really have a lot of the guys like really in Alpha at that point. There was only a few of you. And what was the song?
Somebody Save Me.
Love that. And it just goes to, I think that's amazing because it just goes to show how a lot of people don't think that things like music, films, TV, books, all of that kind of stuff can really change the course of your life. But I genuinely think when you get something that truly resonates with you and like it really hits home when it is something like that, and it's like it's music and it's in your ears and it's soaking deep into you, like it does make you realise, do you know what I mean, like am I living the life that I want to live? Like definitely. Like, so we came back, we got signed up, absolutely. How did you feel during that consultation process? Because you were a very different person then to the person that's sitting here right now.
Quiet, and like unsure if it was going to be the right, if I was capable of it, not if it was going to be the right thing, if I was capable of doing what you were set out, because you told me straight up for the point that
Yep.
no bullshit, just do as I'm asking and you'll get the results.
Yeah. And so that was all about you feeling like you potentially weren't capable. Aye. That's the word you used there. Mm-hmm. Like it was whether you were capable or not. So has that always been something for you that you think you've struggled with?
No, because I normally back myself with everything I got into, but with that, I was a shadow of myself back then. So, and
the reason I ask that question is I think it is really important. It's really important for people to understand that there is times in your life where when you become lost to yourself, is the word I would use, is see those things that are really critical to you. Like you say, like you were always a generally confident person who would have backed themselves beforehand. That was your rock bottom.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
And that stopped you having that key thing that you'd always had. Like, but it doesn't mean you can't get it back. But it means that you need to accept what you're either doing or not doing.
It's wrong.
That's causing you to feel that way and lose that bit of yourself. So you kind of touched on it and you had said, like, you know, during that year, just that was the go-to. We weren't eating well. Were you going to the gym at that point? Because you were.
I had a gym membership. I had a gym membership, but you're lucky if I was going 3 times within 6 months.
Right. Okay.
So I was paying a gym membership that I wasn't using, and I was going in, and I would maybe spend half an hour at most.
Yeah.
When I was in.
Okay. And then what about socialising, friends, family? Was that something that changed as well?
Because I would just really sit about, smoke, and then just take the dog out if I had to, but then just sit back in the house and watch the telly. I was never really out socialising with my family and my friends really much, as much as I would.
Yeah. And I think that's a massive, massive thing, because I think that's the first change that I want to touch on with you. So during this phase, guys, honestly, I can say this hand on heart, and I'm sure when this airs that Alpha Pack will absolutely attest to this, like the personality shift in you as a person is fucking insane. Like stupidly insane.
I agree.
I remember the first day you came into Sweatfest, and I actually don't know if half of the guys would have known you were there, apart from the one person you got paired up with.
Mm-hmm.
Because genuinely you were so timid. You didn't want to speak to anyone. Anyone spoke to you, you were giving them like really like very short, sharp, sweet answers, as if I don't want to talk back to you, so please don't keep asking me questions. And now you are just such a crucial, integral, big, what I would say, bold part of the team. Like, I think that when people think of some of our sessions and our classes and our engagement and like the Facebook group and the WhatsApp group, they know you are a big part of that, and you really are a different personality. You stand out, you're there to stand up, and you are quite outspoken as well in classes too, I would say.
I agree.
So that outspoken part that we are seeing right now, do you think that guy was there before the year?
No chance. Last year, no. That I've only built myself back up to this and through this journey, and it's.
And what has that meant to you? Because as I say, massive personality shift in terms of your confidence and all of that type of stuff. But how has that affected other parts of your life? What else has it impacted on?
It's impacted on like more like just my confidence overall, and like my family time. Like I can go out, reach out to my family if I need it, or sort of just go and spend family time with my family and see what more of my nephew and nieces because I'm no wasting away my life.
And I love that word, wasting away your life, because I think it's exactly that. And it's life is so fucking precious.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a waste to throw time away doing things that just don't service you and don't make you feel good. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think a waste is a really good word to use for it. But in terms of that as well, and I know you didn't touch on it there, but I think, you know, it's definitely right to push you to touch on it. I mean, you're in a whole new job as well. And that's been a bit of a journey. I don't know if you would have necessarily made that shift if you weren't feeling how you feel.
I know I'd have probably stayed where I was and it would have probably rotted away worse and I'd have been in a much more unstable mental state.
Yeah, because work for you was one of those things where, and we talked about it in one of your sessions, and it's a bit about that capability and worth was the word you used. Do you think there's a lot of people out there, particularly guys of your age? Because I think that, as you say, 29, I think you're at that age where for a lot of people, they've been in the career that they've been in for a decent amount of time now. You know, coming into this journey and that confidence shift, do you think that's then moved in and given you a little bit more self-worth to say, well, just because that's been the job I've done for ages doesn't mean I need to settle for it? Do you think you were settling?
1,000,000%. It's made me realise that I'm capable of doing more and going out there and challenge myself in other ways. My career, rather than just stick with the norm that I've known since I was 18.
And you have applied for that, haven't you? You're looking to see where it goes.
See where it goes, and then we'll go for there. But
yeah, so Stephen has some applications out there for a massive career shift. We won't mention what it is, just in case that he decides to change his mind, because your world is your oyster now. I would say
I've got other options that I can go down if this doesn't go to plan, but I'm definitely not planning on sticking in the warehouse for too long.
Good, because fucking absolutely, like there's fulfillment there and a certain style of job that absolutely I can just see you thriving in. So in terms of your body, so one of the things that I think a lot of people forget, guys, is when you come on a health and a fitness journey, absolutely mental well-being and mental health is crucial, and that confidence level, being able to have self-worth, being able to have confidence, but also, as you say, being able to just accept that, you know what, that old norm can get to fuck, do you know what I mean, is totally okay. But I don't think any of us can pretend. And I think it is pretending, if you say it's not, that your physical appearance means a lot to you.
No, it does. It does, because that's one thing I mentioned to you as well whenever I came for the consultation, was I hated how I looked.
Yep.
I was on holiday and I didn't feel comfortable having my top or that off on the beach, which isn't me.
No. And what did you see in the mirror looking back during that year?
Just somebody that was skinny, really underweight, and I don't even really know how I would describe it, how I felt, but it wasn't a good feeling any time that I looked in the mirror.
Yeah, just nothing positive in that sense. And we've now maxed out. We've got 10 kilos back on, which is fucking phenomenal. But we've got 10 good kilos back on now, haven't we? Do you know what I mean? We've got a proper
shift in weight. I've not done it like through a cheat diet or that.
No. We've got some serious fucking muscle mass on that body in comparison. And when you wake up in the morning now, and let's be honest, guys, let's just fucking say as is. We all wake up in the morning, and at some point in order to get ready, we're fucking in the buff, right? And you spot yourself and you're like, right, okay, you can either feel good or you can fucking feel bad, right? When you get up in the morning, you feel how your body feels when you wake up in the morning. How does it feel now to you?
Like I'm a whole new person. I don't feel like anywhere near the way I did last year. I don't feel uncomfortable in the morning either when I wake up and look at my body. I feel like I'm getting the results for the hard work that I'm putting in.
Oh, and hard work you are putting in, man. Like, absolutely one of the hardest workers in the room. 100%. Every single time. And let's just be really direct as well, because I think it's a positive thing to want more. What do you want more of?
I want more muscle, more... I don't want to stop at this. I want to just see as far as I can go.
Take it as far as you can go. And then a wee bit more.
Yes.
Because there's always a wee bit more in there, isn't there?
Everybody can always improve. So
Exactly. So the big shift in that is not accepting that as your norm. So we don't accept that mental health as our norm. We also don't accept that physical health as our norm. So if you were turning around and you were to say to someone right now who is in the position that you were in, whether it could be drink, it could be drugs, it could be food, it could be being straight up fucking lazy and doing nothing in their day, whatever their vice is that's literally not servicing them, makes them feel like shit, and they just wake up every morning thinking, why the fuck did I do that? What would you tell them to give them that good fucking shake and say, don't accept this?
I would explain to them about me, about my journey with it, and I would say to them, if you're waking up knowing that you're unhappy with what you're doing, take the action to get the results, different results that you want, to change it, because everybody's capable of changing their circumstances.
100%. And it's exactly that. Everybody's capable, and it's about fucking choice.
Aye.
Like, it's absolutely about fucking choice. Like, and here's where I'm going to probably go on my rant of the fucking episode. Guys, me and Stephen have spoken about this a bit, and we're just going to tail onto it just now. You have to genuinely want change.
Mm-hmm. If you don't want to change, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. You have to want it with a fucking passion. Like, but don't then come and tell me that you want it if you're not willing to make some fucking sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Like, just fucking don't. Because you don't want it enough if you won't fucking say, I don't need a second packet of crisps.
No.
Or for you to turn around and do, well, I want to put weight on, but I also want to smoke every weekend.
See, that was where it was with me. I knew it was either one or the other for me. So I knew I had the other one had to get to.
Yeah. And I think that was me in the past. Me in the past was, I want that body, but I want to drink 7 nights a week. Mate, you fucking kidding? No. Like that, the people that have the body that I wanted to have didn't drink 7 nights a week.
Aye, they were disciplined with everything they were doing.
Yeah,
so.
they had that level of desire and want and need and craving to have that level of fitness in that body that meant that they could quite easily say to themselves, it's Wednesday night, you don't need wine. Mm-hmm. Like, and it is that way, guys. Like, please, 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 if you're watching this and you're thinking, I am stuck in a fucking rut and I don't know how to get out of it. Stephen got out of it. I got out of it. We can all do it. The capability is in all of us, but you've got to fucking want it enough.
You need to want it, and if you don't, like, if you want it, but you don't want it enough, you're never going to get anywhere. So just dial in if you want it, and you'll get yourself into the situation where you want to be.
Exactly. And how would you think that people around you would describe you now?
I don't know, because it's not really something that I think about, is how other people describe me whenever I'm in sort of this mind frame. But I'd like to think that they describe me as somebody that's supportive and will help each other and get a good mentality.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. I think you've just transformed, man. Like, from the guy who sat in the background doing absolutely sweet fuck all and was desperate for people not to see him. Mm-hmm. And now you're like, right, okay, that person needs some help. I'm going to go over and help them because Vanda's talking to somebody else.
Aye.
Like, honestly, like, the difference in you is absolutely night and day. And I would totally say that. I think from the guy where you started off, you walked in on day one, basically a shell.
I was dreading it when I walked in on day one. Dreading it.
Right, here's a question. What did you think you were coming into? What was your impression of me from what you'd been told from Kim and from my socials?
My impression of you wasn't involved, didn't take note of what Kim or that had said, because Kim or that never said anything bad anyway, but it was just...
So she never talked about a Thursday class or something like that?
No. But my impression for you was that the consultation we had, I knew for the minute I had that conversation, walked out and went home, that it was the right choice I'm making. I'm going to get what I need with your support, because you were straight up with me, and it's probably the first that anybody's been that straight up with me.
I love that.
In that time.
And I think for me, guys, and anyone watching, as well as kind of to add on to Stephen's point, I think that comes from the fact that I think for a long time in my life, I didn't have people being straight up with me, and it put me in a really, really shitty place. It left me in a place for a long, long time where I accepted shite.
Mm-hmm.
I accepted things that weren't good for me. I accepted feeling like crap. I accepted less for myself in terms of so many facets in my life. But it was because it wasn't really until I had friends, like my best friend Louise is a pure straight shooter too. Like, I feel bad for other people at times when we're both on a fucking vent with them, because honestly, it's like facts. We're just very, very straight, black and white kind of people. But it really took her a couple of times being like that to me. Nah, mate, you're ripping the cunt out of this. Like, what the fuck are you doing that for? That's not you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and just being really, really direct with me of, right, okay, enough's enough. You've had your fun. Let's fucking wrap this shit. And to me, I think caring for someone and loving someone and genuinely respecting them is telling them the truth sometimes. And they're not always going to like it. It's not always going to be easy to accept.
It's easier as well, but when it comes to somebody that's not family, because when it's like a lot of times for people, when it comes to family, they feel like they're targeting them.
It's like an attack.
So somebody like yourself, or even members of the pack, whenever they're giving that supportive advice or telling you what you're doing wrong or that, it's needed.
Yeah. And do you think that if someone was coming to join into the pack, do you think that would surprise them just how direct we are?
Aye, because it surprised me, but
did it?
It surprised me with the rest of the pack, not so much with you because I got that for the first consultation, but with the rest of the pack, the fact that everybody takes to the way you want your community to be.
Yeah, and I think it is exactly that. I think our community is second to none. I'm quite happy to say that on fucking air.
No, I back that up.
Like, do you know what? Screw you guys. We're the fucking best.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we have we have created a space where, regardless of what your need is at that point in time, I think it's available.
Aye.
If you need the guy to just be like that, shut the fuck up and get it done. There is someone there to do that. If you need the person to be like, mate, are you okay? Do you need something? I think there's always someone there.
There's either
to offer that.
Somebody in the pack that can be there for you for any circumstances, really. Everybody's sort of get their own trait.
Yeah, but it merges well together, and I think that's why. I think that's why we see such change in people in the journey, because actually, do you know what? It is a community where I do genuinely believe that people grow in the community rather than grow on their own. They grow with it. You know, you came in and obviously you were the newbie at the point in time you joined. Everyone's a newbie at some point. And yeah, exactly that. Like, you were so fucking quiet.
I don't think I've spoke like more than 10 words in my first session.
I don't think you did either. You just kind of kept looking like, oh shit, somebody might talk to me. And then I might actually have to speak back to them. But look at you now. Like, I do genuinely believe that that's been a massive transformation for you. So with your life right now, you're in a much, much better place and all of that. And as you say, a lot of it was about accepting change. What other changes do you think you've made to your lifestyle that have just helped that transformation massively?
Just like making sure that I'm getting my food in, communicating with you and my check-ins every week, being honest with you, because I'm always open about where I'm at.
You are. I love it.
But more just about even talking to my mum and that, more open about that to my mum. So
yeah. And do you feel that that's improved the relationship with your mum?
Aye. I'd probably say it's improved my relationship with my whole family, like my mum, my dad, my brothers, my sisters. So sort of
amazing.
It's a journey that I'm glad that I started.
Oh, see, that's good, because I do think it is a big, big journey, especially when it is one where mental health is involved as well as physical health. Like, relationships are such a big part of that. relationships, whether it be friends, whether it be family, whether it be your colleagues, whether it be your a more social side of the thing with just acquaintances that you see in passing. I think it's like when you're in a space where you've got your circle where you can feel that open with, I do think that generally speaking, like everything in your life just feels better. Like
Aye.
I think you do get to a point where you become more directive on who's in your circle as well. Do you feel like there's been anyone that's dropped off of your circle since you've started this journey?
There's people that's been dropped off, but there's people that are still in my circle back then that haven't dropped off, but I just don't socialise with them as much.
Just a
That's
different
just because
relationship altogether?
That's just because like, probably routine and sort of me keep myself away from circumstances where before I could resort back to bad habits.
Yeah, and I love that. I love the fact that that's something that you've took control of. Like, rather than it be someone else's decision for you, you're like, right, okay, that's going to be a situation where I might veer into something that I don't want to do again. Do you know what? I'm going to have to limit.
And that's not on that person, that's just on me. Like,
Yes.
Keeping my mentality the way I want it to stay.
Yeah, it's choice on your part. And I actually love that because I think that that's one of the biggest things that people need to remember is that the environment that you set yourself up with is so vitally important. Like, even right down to the basics of, do I have in my kitchen what I need to prep my food? If you don't have what you need, you're never, ever, ever going to be successful.
See, that was a big problem I had struggled with at the start. Just making sure that I had everything to do my meal prep and that I do to prep everything. Because that's a big part of my journey now is making sure that my meal prep's done at least one point through the week.
It is, because your calories are, let's say, high for most of the world.
The calories last year gave me the fear. I'd have been shiting myself.
So Stephen's up at around about 2,700 to 2,900 at the moment, on its way up. But it just goes to show the difference in Stephen's mentality as well as physical side when it comes to food. So when we started and we were talking nutrition and stuff like that, like, as you say, like a lot of meals were missed. And a lot of meals were, we'll call it off the cuff.
Aye,
there was no real thought process behind it, was there? You know,
whenever I started, it was like the biggest box of pasta that I could find, chicken and bacon, stuff
and just
like
hope
that.
for the best.
Aye, and then even then I wouldn't even eat all it, so I had no idea about calories I was actually eating.
Yeah, and you're amazing with your food now. Amazing with your food. You post a lot of your foods on our Facebook group, as well as kind of talk a lot about nutrition and stuff like that. And it's become a really big thing for you in terms of you've really felt the difference when you've missed meals and skipped meals now. I know that a couple of weeks ago, you obviously had your change of pattern, starting a new job, and it kind of screwed up some meals.
Screwed up like, sort of my mindset for the day, but no to the point of before, just where I sort of never prioritised my food the way I normally would.
Yeah. And it gave you a real light bulb moment, though, about how much your food matters to you.
It's like, if I don't get my food in the way I'm meant to, I'm raging. So
You're actually fuming.
Aye.
I mean, you were absolutely raging that day.
Raging with myself and like beating myself up when I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But
and it's exactly that, isn't it? It's one, you shouldn't have been beating yourself up, which is one thing. But also on the flip side of it, it's that light bulb moment of how your body and mind feel when you eat well.
No, it's even if you're not on a fitness journey, but you should be prioritising your food and getting your food in right.
100%. I can honestly say it hand on heart. I don't think I've had one client join me in the last 12 months who has not been messaging me with anxiety on the calories that I give them on week 2. Week 1, all I ask guys to do is track, let me see their food. Week 2, we set a calorie target, and every single person says, I can't eat that much. And then I'm like, but you're already eating that much.
Sometimes they're eating more than that.
They're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you told me I had to take away at McDonald's this week. You ate that much in fucking one meal. But it's the quality of food.
Aye,
and
definitely.
One of the biggest things I think when it comes to people out there like Stephen who are on weight gain journeys, or should we call it muscle gain journeys, which will in turn increase your weight, people. Muscle weighs things. Oh, shit. Fuck. Yes, you're going to weigh more on the scale if you put more muscle on, guys. Is sometimes it's about making your food really efficient. And I think it's one of the things that has been a really big change for you. You've seen food in the past as healthy food wasn't easy.
Aye. Mm-hmm.
But I think you're in a really good place now where we've got you to a point where you can see that healthy food can be really effective, but also really simple. Like, you've shared some amazing meals, as I said on the page. But what is your meal prep tips to someone to make it really simple when they are trying to get a lot of calories in with healthy food?
For me, I just try and stick to the same sort of stuff. Like, I'll buy loads of chicken and my veg, and just sort of maybe pick up the wee recipe packs for Tesco, that, and just meal prep them, because it tells you the instructions on it, how to make it, how long it takes to make it, and you can make like 4 or 5 days worth of food with them. Absolutely,
because it's about it being simple. Mm-hmm. And when you have nearly 3,000 calories to eat, you cannot afford for it to be complicated.
No, it needs to be straightforward.
Exactly. Can you imagine trying to do 3,000 calories of complicated healthy food? I mean, Steve, I said this in the last episode, and Stephen is very well aware of this. My oats in the morning on a Tuesday and a Thursday are a lot. But it's exactly that. It's simple. It's about simple and effective, which means it's doable. And what about in terms of activity? So you've got a job where you are extremely busy. Mm-hmm. It can go through very high stress points. It can go through points where you feel like you're doing very little. And it is a lot of different shift work. How do you make sure that in a normal month you get all your activity in the way that you want to get it in?
I just look at the way my days off fall for that month. My days off are the same every second week. So like 1 week I'll have certain days off, and then the following week I've got a wee extra day off here or there. So I just plan on my time at the gym, round about the aim, and book it in. And then once that's booked in, I've got no choice but to go to it.
I love that choice of word. No choice but to go to it. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Plan ahead and make it non-negotiable. If you tell yourself, I'm going to go to the 6 o'clock class on Monday, you should be there, with the only exception being an actual emergency. Mm-hmm. An emergency isn't, oh, my hairdresser would really quite like me to come in an hour early. An emergency isn't, oh, my pal wanted to grab a coffee. Or, oh, I wanted a nap because I was tired instead. That's not an emergency.
Well, there's yesterday I went for a nap, but I got up before my session so that I could make it.
I'm up now. And a great session was had by all.
Aye. Last night was a good one.
Nobody shouted at me last night. It was great. So we've got food, we've got activity, all nailed. Mindset, last big part of it, because I think it is a massive, massive part of the journey that we're talking about for you. When it comes to mindset, you're very open and honest with the pack. You're very open and honest with me, as you've mentioned. Even though your mindset is significantly better, it's not better every day.
No.
How do you fight through the moments where you feel that old version of you creeping in and think, oh, I could just go a wee smoke?
I just think back to how I felt when I was smoking that, and about how shit it made me feel once I came off it. That once I would wake up and never had any, and then it would just be about how I felt when I was trying to get another bit. So I think back to that, and I'm like, I've not started this and got this far for nothing.
Yeah.
So I use that as my sort of motivation to stay away from it and just push through. Because I know that every day is different. One day I can feel shite, and then the next day I can feel amazing. So that's how I sort of get through it.
Yeah.
And also, just if I'm feeling that way, I just try and get the dog out more.
I love that. Because do you know what? Like, anybody can say what they want, but a bit of fresh air in the fucking lungs, and let's be really honest, Max the dog is also awesome. He will make anyone happy. Like, I mean, He's not my best friend, but that's all right.
That's because you were in his seat.
That's because I was in his seat. But yeah, absolutely. I think it is just exactly like it's a great way to for you to look at it of being able to do that kind of like role reversal element of like, right, okay, do I really want to go back to that person? Like, do I want that guy to come back again? And your answer to that is always going to be no.
I have set on that now. That's never going to change.
Yeah. I absolutely know that in my heart of hearts that no matter what happens in your life, you don't want that guy back. Like, you were not happy as that guy.
I hate it myself. I hate it everything about my life at that time. So that's a no-go anymore.
And if we're sitting here and we're talking and someone is sitting doing, yeah, but X, Y, and Z excuse. I'll start tomorrow. Start at the end of the month. I'll worry about that after I've got rid of the next bottle of wine. When I've finished the next crate of beer, I'll get rid of that later. Oh, I've got my takeaway on Friday night. I've already planned it in. I'll have my takeaway first and then I'll get started. What would you say to them?
What's the point in starting later when you can start now and then you can still have your takeaway, you can still have a drink that night, but just start and then make the effort to actually change what you want to change, because if you don't, you're going to get nowhere and you're going to be stuck in that rut for who knows what.
Yeah. And I think it's a great way to put it. Like, just start anyway. Regardless of what you're doing, start fucking anyway.
Like, whenever I started with you, I was still here or there with a smoke, but it was after I started with you and had that conversation that I think that was my last time that I had a smoke.
Really?
So
that's amazing, actually. And do you know what? Well, fucking every single bit of what you've gained is absolutely fucking hard work for you, because you have dived in and you have literally went, I do not want to be this guy.
No.
And everything that I have asked of you, you've just fucking done.
It's because you're scary at times.
I'm scary.
Sometimes, aye.
Right, just to point this out, Stephen also only comes to the gym because Lyra's there.
Aye, well, that's one thing I don't like is whenever you don't bring her down.
I mean, honest to God, like, if I ever lose my dog, it's Lyra's with Stephen.
No, it's not me.
Oh, it's not you. It's not you. You've just got a small Frenchie just fucking like hovering about in the background.
I think you find that I've always had Lyra.
But guys, I do genuinely mean it. Like, it is so fucking impressive, the transformation that Stephen's had. So we've touched a lot today on where Stephen's come from, where Stephen's got to. But I just want to tackle a few last bits before we round up for the day. Stephen's journey has been one where he has, yes, absolutely, he has leaned into everything that I have asked of him. Everything. There has been nothing that I have asked of him that he has not just went, right, okay, if that's going to give me that outcome, then right, okay, I will do it. It doesn't mean to say that things haven't been filled with anxiety, have been difficult, have been really uncomfortable. There's been a lot of things I've asked of you that have been really uncomfortable. Calories are just one. Obviously, like, right, no more weed. And you were like, okay, right,
but
okay. And you were like, none. I was like, nope, right? Right the way through to just getting more involved in the classes, right the way through to being more open with emotion and all of that type of stuff. All of it, guys, is uncomfortable. We are called the uncomfortably comfortable podcast for a reason, because it should always feel a little uncomfortable. The things that give you the most output in life tend to be the things that make you the most anxious.
No, I'd agree with that. That's because whenever I started, I was anxious about even coming to the 1-to-1 PTs before I joined small group and that.
Yep.
But over time, I built up to it. But it wasn't, I was anxious to coming into the gym with you, that was just anxious to putting my body through something that I wasn't used to.
Yep, absolutely.
But your body gets used to it the more you do it. So
100%. Turn up, guys. Show up for yourself, though. Like, don't show up for someone else. Don't do it because someone else wants to do that thing or be that thing or be that way. Do it for you. Like, think about the person that you want to be and take the actions that you need to take to make sure that you get that outcome. Like,
if you can't show up for yourself, you're not going to be able to show up for anybody else anyway. So
here, fucking here. I love that. I love that. And second of all, guys, don't ever think that anything can't be changed. There is nothing in the world that you are doing or not doing right now that cannot be changed. So fucking get at it. So here it is. 2 big questions for you, Stephen. Question number 1. 6 months from now, what do you want to be doing? What do you want to be feeling like? What goal would you love to be achieving? What are some of the things that you're looking forward to on this next bit of your journey?
Next bit of my fitness journey and my overall journey.
Overall,
just starting with my fitness would just be to put more muscle mass on and get myself in even better shape than what I'm in now. And then possibly seeing where this new application goes that I've applied to. See where it takes my career. And then getting ready to buy my own house as well within the next 6 months.
Phenomenal. Homeowner, new career, fucking even more gains. And yeah, we're going to try and convince Stephen to do a photo shoot this year. We're going to put this live on here.
I'll do it.
Yes, there you go. He did say that there, guys. Right, okay, so we're going to make sure this recording goes live. And I really do mean it. I know full well that you'll achieve all of that. Because you have accepted that nothing is set in stone anymore. You've accepted that whatever you want is viable as long as you work hard for it.
You just need to put in the effort for it. If I want it, then I'll put in the work to get it, and that's what I'm planning on doing.
Absolutely. Because he is genuinely one of the hardest workers in the room, guys. And then, second of all, to round up our lovely episode, everyone has something in, whether it be health, fitness, gym, that just pisses them off. It just fucks them right off. You're just like, what the fuck is wrong with that thing? What's that one thing that you would just like to tell everybody to either start doing, stop doing, or it can just get to fuck?
Just probably these stupid Manjaro injections and that some people are taking when they don't need them.
Ooh.
Because there's a lot of people that are taking them and they don't need them.
Yeah, I think that I love that one. Guys, for anyone out there is a million different both podcasts, there is lots of studies, there is lots of stuff out there on Manjaro and all things similar. And I would just be very, very, very clear with everybody on them. I don't believe that they should be off the market. However, I don't believe that people should be seeing them as their first option to anything. There are people out there where these are the absolute best option for them in terms of their personal circumstances. They are not something to be trifled with. They are not something to take as if you are taking a Tic Tac.
Aye.
Please, 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 if you are considering these in any way, shape or form, access proper medical professional care to do so.
Yep.
There is way too many people assuming that these are right for everyone. You're so bang on.
They're
like,
right for some people, but
anyone
they're not
that wants
right.
to lose weight, that's the way now. No. There is a million reasons for people to not be taking them. And there is a million people out there that absolutely it is the right thing. But please do not believe that they are the first point of call, because you're absolutely bang on, Stephen. Like, there is too many people out there taking them when they absolutely should not be. They are not right for those people. And quite honestly, I won't go into all the details because it could be another fucking episode in itself. But there is so many both mental and physical consequences of taking them that are really, really poor and really negative for people who are taking them, that it is not the right option for them. But also, more to the point, on that note, guys, please, as I say, very last point on this topic, please just access actual medical professional support if it's something that you feel like you want to go down the route of. Do not be fucking buying something just because your pal's fucking taking it.
Aye.
For fuck's sake. If your pal jumped off a cliff, you're not going to do that. Like, just, I mean, if my pal strutted in the morning and was like that to me, I've decided I'm going to start doing crack cocaine on a Friday night. I'm not going to fucking start doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck it. It's when you're pumping any sort of drug into your body, whether it be something medicinal or something recreational, going to please fucking understand what you're doing.
Aye, make sure you understand the consequences of it could happen.
Absolutely. So, guys, we're just going to round up for today with a massive, massive thank you to Stephen for sharing lots of amazing insights into a fantastic start to his journey. And we're going to call it a start to the journey because it really is the beginning.
I'd say so, aye.
New beginnings.
Still got a lot more of the journey to go.
Absolutely new beginnings. And I'm going to just round off with a reminder that change is inevitable. There is never a point in time that you can stop change from happening. But what you can do is control the change that you want to see. You can make a choice on what direction that change takes. And you can make a choice on exactly what change that you want for you, for the loved ones that you have around you, and for the lifestyle and the progress that you want to see. And guys, whatever it is that you want, never settle for less, but accept the work that will come in order to achieve that, and also accept that nothing comes without sacrifice. So if you're in a position right now and you're worried that you're stuck in a rut and you can't see a way out, now is the time to reach out to someone. Whether it be some of us at Alpha, whether it be myself, whether it be another coach, whether it be someone in a totally different well-being sphere. But if you feel like you're in a rut and you can't get out of it, guys, please do not sit there and settle for thinking that that norm needs to remain. There is always someone there to support you getting back out of that rut. Don't allow yourself to stagnate. Thank you so much, Stephen. That was amazing.
Thank you.
You smashed it as always, as we knew. Guys, if anyone has any questions for me or Stephen, there will be the comments box below, or get in touch with us directly and we will be happy to get in touch and answer any questions. And I cannot wait to be sitting here in 6 months' time showing off yet another amazing phase of Stephen's journey. If you have not already watched all of the other episodes in this amazing, amazing series showcasing everything all about Alpha and all about the amazing topics that we just navigate with every day, then please do have a watch back, and anything that you need to know about us or Alpha, let me know. If you would like to come and visit us, we are now fully open at the Lair in Saline Street in Airdrie, and I would love to see any of you along who would like to come and join us for the day and find out even more about Alpha in person. So thank you guys. Get the earbuds in, get out on your walks, get listening, and any other topics that you want to see or hear from, let us know.